Hi guys. So my coaching objective is to win, and I will be simply demonstrating 3 points within why my coaching objective is to win, and I'll fully explain it in my personal opinion. So I'll start off with how I would grow my players to ensure sportsmanship. Also, like my first point is practice what I preach. Now, for me, that is very important because if I ask one of my players to show respect towards me, I need to show that back to them. Whatever I want them to do, they need to do back to me, and vice versa, you see. Because I can't expect them to respect another person on the field if I don't respect them. It needs to be a vice versa thing, back and forth, you see. Another thing, I encourage my players to shake opponents' hands, no matter how strong they are, how below they are from us. Always shake hands with opponents before the game and after the game, no matter the result. Shake your opponent's hands. Show respect towards the officials in the game. The officials work very hard during a game situation, and it's very tough making decisions that are critical. And in order to analyze this from the outside, it's pretty difficult because you usually have your own opinion in your head. You see different things that the official may not see. And in order for us to respect the officials, it will take us a long way. So for me, I encourage my players not to use bad language, foul language towards the ref, because at the end of the day, the ref has the final call. If he gives you a red card, you're out. You can't say much. I emphasize on team goals more than individual goals because if you personally can do your specific part within a team and work together one on one, the team will work together, and that will evidently develop each other individually. So I focus more on team goals, work together as a team, teamwork, team effort. It boosts your team morale. Everything improves. People get confident, and evidently, then you start seeing individuals be confident in each other. Then you start seeing individuals improve. So that's kind of why I like I prefer team goals than individual goals more. While I focus more on team goals. Um, encourage your encourage other teams for good performance. I do not like jealous people. Not at all. Not at all. So for me, I if my team is probably sitting on the outside watching other teams perform, and just say we're in a tournament now, right? We're in a tournament. We're playing the next team next, and now this team's playing really good football. I am the person to say, you know what, give them a hand because they play good football. And it's not a point of because we're playing them next, we should fear them. If they're playing good football and they deserve the applause, why not show it to them? It's respect, mutual respect. No matter what the opponent is, you need to have respect for your opponent because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are gonna differentiate between you and them winning or losing. So at least show them respect, because if you don't have respect, then who are you as a person? Because it's not only about the football, about the sport, it's also about the sportsmanship, you see. So for me, respect goes a long way. Motivate, for me, I need to motivate my players if they're not doing or playing well. If I see my players playing below what I know they can do, I need to motivate them. If I don't motivate them, they're gonna still be here. I want them here at the top, you see. And for me, I don't believe in shouting at them, raising my voice. No. If I want to have a decent conversation with you, I'll speak to you properly, in a good manner, in a right tone. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. So be be broad, but don't be rude. Remember that respect thing that I spoke about? Yes, that also occurs here. I need to respect the players no matter what the situation may be, because they're going to remember that. That's going to stick in their head. One of the days, maybe they're playing important game, crucial game now, crucial game, and all of a sudden they need to make a critical decision, and then they pull out because they remember, you know what? Let me not do this because the coach has no respect for me, so why should I? You know? So it's all about the mind as well. If you're not in the game, then the game's not for you. The second point that I will add on to is development of skills and team cohesion to advance skill levels. Now, I personally want my players to express themselves for who they truly are. If I put you in a situation, for example, in a game situation now, I don't want to put you in a box, because if I put you in a box, you're not going to express who you truly are, and that's what I want for you. I want you to express who you truly are. You see, so for me, I emphasize really hard on this. If, for example, I'm doing okay, for example, the game situation, I put a player in a situation, I give him a set of instructions. Go down the line. If a player comes to you, take him on, and when defending, drop back in line and form the defensive line. Now with that, just say he doesn't follow instructions, or he does, but along with that, he uses his own style of play. Now that's what I encourage. I want you to show me your style of play, but do not miss my instruction. Like, follow my instruction, but if you want to do it in your own way, yes, you can, but do not miss my instruction. That's the main point. Using fun and incorporated skill games to develop skills. For me, I like winning, but fun also comes a long way with it. You need to, when you're winning, you need to have fun, Now, for example, during a training session, I might play, I'm a soccer coach, right? Just say that. During a training session, we're playing touch rugby now. There's a lot of, it's not only about the fun that's incorporated within that, it's insight, it's eye coordination, it's knowing where your opponent is, knowing where to pass, when to pass, the weight of the pass. And that's all the things incorporated within skill games. It's not only about having fun, but it's having fun with learning different skills. Yeah. So another thing, putting your players in match situations that are not official beforehand and putting pressure on them. Putting pressure on them during a match situation, in training before the actual match. Now, I really enjoy that because I believe how you train is how you will play. So if you train well enough, you will play well enough. And if you feel the pressure in training, the pressure won't be as much during a game situation. So put opponents on each other. Put your players on opponents. Get it? Apologies for my last video ending like that, so abruptly. I had to deal with something. So I was on the topic of putting your players in pressure situations before the actual game. I encourage that because it helps them deal with the situation before the situation actually occurs, So I really encourage that for any coaches out there to put into place. I think bringing about new innovative ideas to the training situation, training session. You can't be dealing with the same type of exercises every day. Your body's going to get used to it. You need to develop new ideas, think about new things, research new ideas to better your players. Because as a human being, you get used to a certain type of pain for a certain amount of time. And as time goes along, your body gets used to it, so it needs to improve that. So the same thing with a training session. You can't be doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting to improve. It's not going to happen. You need to do a certain amount of training for a certain amount of time, then switch it up, do something different, do something new, something innovative. I like to implement good feedback. I like to hear from our players, not good feedback, but I like to implement feedback. I encourage it because I like to hear from our players. Like, what am I doing? Like, my, like, what am I doing? And what can I work on? It's not only about them, but it's also about like what I can improve on. And I encourage them to also correct me when I'm wrong. Um, Bad energy during training and during a match situation. If a player's down, I don't expect my players to knock that player down more into the gutter than they already are. I encourage my players to encourage each other, motivate each other to be better for each other for the team. Because if everyone's on a high, we're going to be playing on a high. And that's what I want from my players. It's not about being mediocre. I don't believe in that. I believe that everyone can be at the top if they want to be, and it's also about the people around you. So yeah. Now the third question that I'll be answering is motivation and prevention of negative psychological impacts. And I always say encourage. So I'll start off with the motivation. Always encourage people. Encouraging people encourages them to do better than what they already are. And with that being said, um, if a player is down, right, you don't beat them more into the ground, like I said previously now, because it's going to have a ripple effect on other players. This is going to move throughout the team, like the coronavirus. It goes throughout. Show respect no matter the circumstances. Someone's going through something, show them the respect that they deserve in order to try to understand what they're going through. Um, Let players air their thoughts out. I don't expect players to keep it within. Like I'm an open person. If you have something to say, come to me. I'll be there for you. I'll listen to you. Obviously, I won't give you advice that's inappropriate. I would like, if it's like not my place to say, I'd refer you to someone else other than me. Do not give negative criticism to someone, because some people take it to the head, and it will affect them negatively. So I always encourage positive feedback, positive criticism. Offer rewards for reaching goals. I think this is a very important thing, because if we set a team goal at before the season starts to win a trophy, and we do that, I think the best thing to do is to reward the team for actually achieving that. Maybe take them out for a dinner, have a braai at my house or something like that. Now, the prevention of this is to promote positive criticism amongst the teammates. I I say this is very important, because positivity, everything flows smoothly. Be an approachable figure, so if an issue comes along, you're able to deal with it. I don't want to be someone that's strict, someone that seems that they can't come and talk to me. I want to be someone that's easy to come to. Don't promote vulgar and absurd language around wherever you are actually with your players, because if you promote it, then they're going to think that it's okay, and they will then further be using that language around other people, and then they're going to know that it evidently did come from your coach. Do not discuss personal matters with players, um, about other players, because then it moves around in the team, and that causes conflict and could break the team down, because if someone's talking behind your back, you're going to have a problem with them, and that's going to affect the team, because the performance will therefore decrease. And yeah, this is basically my argument about why I prefer to win. I like winning.